Okay, now what we ended up doing was doing the center line here. Let me take this back here for just a second so I know exactly what I'm doing here, and to make it a little bit more okay. I'm going to make this a little bit deeper right here. And I'm going to turn it up a little bit, give it a little bit of curvature there at the top. Right there. Okay, we're going to just trim this out. Okay. Same thing over here. We're going to just round this off a little bit. Good. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to trim this down where his, kind of the knuckles of his legs here, but let's do this first. Let's just put his hoofs in first here so we know exactly where things are. And so we're going to put a little V cut. Their feet are really tiny. If you've ever seen a real deer, their hoofs are very small. They're not very pronounced. Not like like a cow or the donkey we did earlier. You know, they're very, very small. We're going to just round this off a little bit. You know, the only thing when you do things with a block, you're very limited with what you can do. So that's why I try to do as much as I can. Try to give it as much depth as I can. Okay. Okay. I went to the Frankenmuth show up in Michigan. That was great. I had a nice time, met a lot of neat people up there. I guess they had 400 or 500 people that came to the show. I don't know the exact count, but it was very good, very nice. I'm thinning up his legs a little bit. Alright, just like so. Let's get rid of all those pencil marks so he'll look so much better. Now this I'm going to trim down a little bit further, right underneath his neck there. I'm going to bring this whole leg down a little bit. I'm just going to bring this down on either side, just to shape them up a little better. Alright, and we're going to also do his hindquarters back here, kind of where his belly starts. Okay. The hard part with a lot of this is matching up where I'm looking on the back here so I can tell where things go. And we're going to bring this down and around. And then let me see how we're doing that. Yeah, that's right. So the one thing we're going to do here though, we're going to cut this out. We're going to round that, okay? We're just going to round that. That might be a little bit more of his hoof there, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that, okay? And over here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just round it up a little bit. It's so important to have your knives nice and sharp. If you don't know how to sharpen, be sure to sit with someone and figure out how to do it. That is one of the most frustrating things in carving. If your knife is not sharp and it's not cutting like it should, it can be a very frustrating hobby, but it can be very much of a pleasure if you have everything like you're supposed to have for it. You know, if you have the right tools and you have the right kind of wood and all that, it can be very much a pleasure to carve. I'm going to cut behind this hoof. Okay, that corner was kind of done already. Alright. We're going to bring this in just a tad more. That hoof is really sticking out. Okay, or his foot, or whatever you want to call it. The foot's a little small, but that's okay. It'll be alright. It will be alright. Alright. Alright, and then we'll put his... He's got a big belly under there. Let's... We just bring that up a little bit. Alright, that looks alright. Trim this down just a tad more. Makes the feet stick out much nicer. Yep. Alright, now his tail, let's do this first. Let's just round this bottom portion off first. And we're not going to make it that wide, but we'll make him into a white-tailed deer. What I'm going to do is just bring this down, not all the way to the bottom, just a little bit from the top there. Okay, we'll be right back.